Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Trevor. I live full-time in a 1993 Jeep Wrangler, and today I decided I'm going to show you guys how to change your oil. This is actually a really easy task, but recently I found out some people don't know how to do it, or they forget very important steps. And they might not seem like they make a difference, but these are some very important steps that you should not forget when you're changing your oil. Now, before you ever get started changing oil in a vehicle, these are two very important things that a lot of people forget about that you really need. You need a stick to pry the engine bay open, and you need NOS.
I need NOS. I need NOS. I need one of these.
Okay, obviously I'm kidding. You don't actually need a stick to pry your engine open, but you do need NOS. Okay, now right here I have literally everything you need to change the oil on your engine. First of all, this is strictly for a Jeep 4-liter. I can't say the same for everything, but it's a pretty general process, so just work with me here. I'm gonna be using this Pennzoil, or Pennzoil. I actually, don't quiz me, I don't know how to pronounce stuff. This is a 10 watt 30. Now for some of the Jeep 4-liters, they actually suggest you use a 5 watt 30, but lately I've been having a lifter tick, and I noticed that my engine ran a lot better on a 10 watt 30. This is a YJ 4-liter, so I'm just gonna work with that. You're gonna need 6 quarts for the 4-liter engine. So this is a 5 quart, and then I just grabbed an extra container. This is 1 quart. You're gonna need this tool to get the oil filter off. You're gonna need a new oil filter. I use Mopar. Since 4-liter was made by Chrysler, I feel like that's just the best one. I would not suggest buying Fram, and if you do, just make sure you are changing your oil every 3,000 miles. Or just like look up a video where they cut a Fram filter in half. I wouldn't suggest it. You're also gonna need like a small socket set. This just makes the job easier, but you can pretty much use any wrench. And then you're gonna need an oil pan to drain your oil into, because it's all a mess. Now, this doesn't have to be the first step, but it's the first thing I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna open the oil cap. That way, after I take the oil bolt off, it'll help it flow down. Otherwise, it just creates this vacuum and it has trouble actually flowing the oil out. This will just speed up the process. All right, now this is where the fun begins. Now, that bolt right there, that is a 5/8, and as you can see, mine is fairly new. But before you start doing this, important. Getting oil on your hands is so much of a guarantee that it's actually become a challenge on TikTok. Basically, the point is, I don't care how cool you think you are, you're gonna get oil on your hands. Holy crap, I look fat. Anyway, oil pen underneath in a good spot. And have an oil rag ready, and also make sure that you don't like the clothes you're wearing too much, because they're gonna get dirty. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho. It's what you call a chick in Colorado. I already know what's gonna happen, and I'm just anticipating it. Whoop. Yeah. Okay, now if you're not living in your Jeep like me and you have the space, get a bigger drain pan. And also make sure the surface you're on is completely flat. Okay, now after it's done dripping, that's when you get to the oil filter. You could technically do this simultaneously, but because my pan's so small, I had to wait for it to be done dripping. So now you're gonna take this tool thingy and you're gonna take your new filter. This is important. All right, make sure your drain pan is at least close to being under here for the most part, or just move it all the way because you already made a mess. Now for my Jeep personally, the oil filter is right here, which is super convenient because that means I don't have to crawl up under the Jeep to get to it. First of all, dump this guy out. Now this is the step that most people forget. I didn't know people forgot this, but I recently found out I was wrong. You're gonna take your new filter and you're gonna rub it up against the old one. This way you get some oil on your filter. I mean, technically you could use new oil, but there's not really a point. You get that all around the rubber seal here, and then you're gonna stick it back into the engine. New filter, not the old one. That would be weird. This helps with a lot of things, actually. Firstly, it helps it come off easier next time, but more importantly, it helps it seal better. That way you don't have a leak. Now you're only supposed to tighten it with your hand, but I usually just give it a little snug with this. You don't want to tighten it too much though. It's just a rubber seal. If you tighten it too much, well, simply put it, you're screwed. Now all we have to do is put this bolt back in. So these bolts, they go through a lot of abuse, and mine looks all right. I just replaced this the last time I changed my oil, but if yours is looking rough, you either should replace the bolt or replace the washer on it. It's not worth getting one of these broken in your oil pan. It's also not worth it leaking. You can get these inside of pretty much any auto parts store. It's basically just like a half rubber, half metal little thingy. I also just like to wipe up whatever oil or debris is inside of here. The more gunk you can get out, the better. After you get all that done, you're pretty much done for the most part. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, but you should definitely get a funnel. This was like $1. Stick that in there, and it helps prevent you from spilling oil everywhere. He says as he spills oil everywhere. Before I put that last cord in there, I'm gonna check the dipstick. You definitely don't wanna put too much oil in. So it is in the safe zone, but I'm gonna top it off with just a little bit more oil. Okay, so I just found out I wasn't recording. After you're done doing all that, you're gonna want to run the engine for a while, get the oil hot and running. After that, you're gonna wanna check the oil again, actually make sure that it is full. You don't want the oil to be low. All right, she's been running for about 10 minutes, so she's pretty much warmed up. I'm gonna turn her off and check the oil again. All right, now after running the engine, it says that I need to add a little more. So I'm gonna do that. All right, and after that, you should actually be pretty much set. NOS definitely came in handy. Now, changing oil in a vehicle is already easy enough, but it's even easier inside of a Jeep. It's so easy. I showed my sister's ex-boyfriend how to do it, and afterward, he went to try to get himself a mechanic job. It's that easy. Now, unfortunately, it's like, I don't know what it is, but it just got super windy outside out of nowhere. So I'm gonna not be filming outside anymore, but the last step, and the least fun one, you have to dispose of the oil. So, usually at pretty much any auto parts store, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, whatever, they have an oil recycling bin. All you have to do is take your oil down there. They'll take you to the back. It's a vat inside. You just kind of just dump it in, and then after that, you should be good to go. Super easy process. Hope this helped you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go do that right now real fast. Actually, it's my least favorite part of the job. It's annoying. It's like taking out the trash, except for if you don't change your oil in O'Reilly's parking lot, you gotta drive yourself there with a big container of oil. It's gross.